Previously on Surviving DayZ, Olev wakes up on the beach hungover, spots his first zombie, crawls into a town, and finds an abandoned house. We go up into a crouch and go into the house. That zombie that flickered on the roof doesn't seem to be there, so we're alright. And we come into a nice little stroke of luck. It's not a great pile of loot, but we do have some slugs, which will come in handy if we find a 12 gauge, and a filled canteen. You used to start the game with one of these. They can be refilled at water sources like pumps and fresh water lakes and ponds and stuff, not in the sea. So that's handy. We don't need any liquid now or food. Our temperature's a little bit low, but that should be fine as long as it doesn't rain or it isn't nighttime, which it isn't, so we're fine. Besides the canteen and the slugs, there's not much else in there. So out we go again and continue our journey through this little farming town. This episode we aren't making much progress towards Petrovka. Because, as I said, we're supply gathering. It's always good to get a little backpack full of goodies before you head into the inland, because you could spend a long time not coming across any settlements. You can see the church over there. That's a favourite hangout for player killers. You always get some decent loot spawning in there, but Olev is not going near it because he fears it. He fears the church. He's not very religious. He's anti-religion and also anti-zombie and anti-dying. So not a place for him. So in the distance we spot another one of those little cabins, which means potential loot. A lot more zombies seem to be spawning now. You can see a couple shambling in the distance there. But he who dares wins, and we cannot let some zombies stop us from finding supplies. We must get back to Petrovka and have a fry up, because this hangover is killing Olev. A lot of zombies there, but they seem to be heading in different directions, so we quickly scarper to the opposite side. Now on the way towards that cabin, which doesn't actually look like it has an interior, we spot this little shed thing, which often has loot in it and also often has zombies spawning inside it, but I think we're okay here. We edge towards it sort of slowly, just in case, and it seems to be clear. And inside we have a remarkable stroke of luck. We find a Makarov, which is a basic pistol. Doesn't make too much noise, I mean, especially compared to the double-barreled shotgun, which is another common weapon that makes a hell of a racket. Also the Lee Enfield, which makes more noise than an entire war. So if you ever find a Lee Enfield rifle in DayZ, only fire it as a complete last precaution, because it will summon up hordes of the undead. So Olev feels a lot safer now with a pistol by his side. Got a decent little bit of ammo with it as well, so if we get cornered, we should be fine. He will only use his weapon in self-defense. We're not out here to hunt zombies, we're just trying to get home and have a fry up. You can get pretty close to zombies when you're prone. In earlier builds of the game you could be right under their noses, but they're a lot more perceptive now and they will catch you out if you get too close. But it is always safer than crouching or standing or running, obviously. So continue through these backyards. Now that we've got some water and we've got a weapon, all we need now is some beans or any type of food. And once we have that, it's time to head north, head inland away from the coast, back to Petrovka. It might seem like Olev is being overly cautious by crawling everywhere and rolling around corners, but believe me, this game gets extremely brutal when you get spotted. And with the shadow of permadeath hanging over his shoulders, he doesn't want to take any undue risks. So we find another one of these little log cabin buildings. It is a different one than the one we were in before, despite looking identical. And in here we find some binoculars, one of the tools you can find for your inventory, which includes stuff like the torch and matches and firewood for building fires and keeping warm. So binoculars, very, very useful for scoping out the road ahead, not just for zombies but of course for other players, because the major threat in DayZ is not the undead but the living. Because man is the true monster, and you can be betrayed in this game. Even if someone seems friendly, they will shoot you in the back, because to you, you might as well just be a tin of beans with legs. So I decide now that we're going to take our chances. We've got water, we've got a gun, we're just going to head inland. So it's time to get the hell out of Electro, or the surrounding areas of Electro. But there are a lot of zombies around, so we decide to scope the horizon with our new binoculars. We're open to attack here, but it gives us a little idea of what lies ahead. It seems to be a clear path straight down the middle there, but on either side we've got some shambling zombies. Is Olev going to risk it? It looks dangerous, but it's the only way, the only path ahead.